Now, if you look around yourself, I'm sure you will find something that's made of plastic. It might be your remote, your mobile phone, even your pen. Plastic is everywhere, and in the present, recycling it has become a major challenge. But in our next report, a man in Uganda's capital Kampala has found a unique way to recycle plastics. Take a look.
In Uganda's capital Kampala, flowering plants rise magically from Lake Victoria onto a wooden boat, giving it a leafy ambience that enchants many visitors. The initial attraction becomes more compelling when tourists learn that the greenery emerges from an innovative recycling project which uses thousands of dirt-encrusted plastic bottles to anchor the boat. Former tour guide James Katiba started building the boat in 2017. As a solution to what to do with tons of plastic waste that ended up in the lake whenever it rained heavily. Next, he realized the boat could also be an example of a sustainable business. On the shores of Uganda's Lake Victoria, a floating restaurant and bar that could be unmoored to drift for pleasure. Many who come to relax here on the lake shore in the suburb of Luzira have no idea of the boat's roots. But Katiba insists that it is first and foremost a conservation effort, that is one man's effort to play his part in protecting a great lake from degradation.
The vessel is anchored using cords attached to the mainland. It's sitting on a minimum of 10 tons of plastic bottles. It could hold up to about 100 to 120 people in comfort.
Africa's Lake Victoria, the world's second largest freshwater lake, spanning 3 countries, is heavily polluted, including by runoff waste and sand mining, a condition made worse by the decline in water levels, partly due to climate change. Layers of plastic waste float near some beaches during the rainy season, a visible sign of pollution. That's a worry for fishing communities which are heavily dependent on the lake.
Bottles get into Lake Victoria from runoff water, like when it rains. Most times, actually, it's runoff water that's not properly managed from the mainland. They end up in the lake, and at times people, just throw them, carelessly, as they do. They go to their day-by-day work.
Katiba started by asking fishermen from nearby landing sites to collect plastic bottles for a small fee. More than 10 tons of bottles were brought to him within 6 months. Batches were tied up in fishing nets and packed with dirt, creating a solid base that anchors the boat, which also acts as a fertile ground for climbing plants here and there. Moreover, Katiba's boat has become a huge attraction for people who visit the island from various parts of the country.
He has big island actually, but I never heard anything like this in Africa. Special that you're using the bottles which are collected from the Lake of Victoria. Yes, which is a big plus, because you're not only cleaning the environment, but also you providing something unique, very unique.
Katiba's conservation effort is also paying off, as the roots from the fig trees and shrubs provide a breeding ground for fish.
This is now a breeding area for fish. We get fishermen catching catfish, catching lungfish and tilapia under this. We created space under this vessel, which is good for the fish populations in this area.
So if we want to save planet Earth, we need to draw inspiration from people like James Katiba and make significant efforts to save Earth. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.